Buwitiweyu, Usakasakabo, Buenos dias, good day. My name is Elba, aka Phoenix Taino, and welcome to my Wakfu walkthrough.
Hubby and I are at the Bitter Hammer dungeon in Ereboria, and today's goal is to complete the Ancient Struggle 3 quest, with the first objective being to defeat the golem in the Bitter Hammer dungeon, hence why we are here. Keep in mind that we are playing on a Neo server, and this dungeon happens to be one with a Neo boss, hence all the blue clouds and, shiny shit that you may or may not be able to see on the battlefield. When it comes to a Neo dungeon, there is a corruption factor at play, which can impact your battle strategy, if you will. For us, and I'm sure for most other people, it's prioritize getting rid of the orbs as best as you can if you have characters close enough to be able to do that. Because if those orbs pop and spread out on the battlefield, they essentially increase the resistance of the monsters so they become harder and harder and harder to defeat. That's why getting rid of them as soon as you can is the best strategy, really. That being said, if you are not playing on one of the Neo servers, then you do not need to worry about this whole corruption deal. The priority is getting rid of the burumbillas, which are the stubbliobs with a giant bell that they're carrying. On in this room, because this is a 3-room dungeon, the first room has 3 of them, 3 burumbrillas. So we are going to prioritize getting rid of the orbs and then attacking and killing off these burumbrillas so they can't heal their comrades and we can get through these battles a little bit more quickly. Another thing that I think is worth noting is that hubby and I are experienced Wakfu players, but we are by no means professional Wakfu players. By that I mean that there isn't a single class that we have played as that we have completed the game in. So even the ones that we are familiar with, we do not yet know all of the ins and outs of the class. For example, when I first started playing, I started playing on Historic Ogress as a Sedita, and I was playing with one of my friends who is a Wakfu vet. She's been playing since like 10 years ago. And eventually I got to a point that I couldn't progress unless we were playing together. So if we couldn't play together due to, life being life, right? I was kind of stuck. So eventually I talked my husband into creating a character on Historic Ogress, and I created a second character so that I could go through all the main quests and whatnot with him until he got high enough level to actually join my higher level character, the Sedita. And the second character I created is an Osamodas. So when the Neo server thing happened, we decided, okay, let's play as new characters because it's going to progress real quick. That way, when the servers merge, we've got these characters already decently leveled up. With that, we got me playing as a Hopper Mage and him playing as a Fuggernaut. Then we realized, oh, you can do sidekicks on this thing? Because again, our experience is with Ogress, which is single player only. So we were playing and messing around with the sidekicks. Then we decided, you know what, it's worth it to pay for the subscription and be able to play 3 characters that we created and get them leveled up so that, for the same reason as the first, when the servers merge, we have these characters that we can progress the game and it won't take as long because the whole point of the Neo servers is to be able to get your characters through all these quests and dungeons more quickly than you would on the historic. So you get more experience points, things that you plant and harvest, grow more quickly and are ready to be harvested more quickly, so on and so forth. So hubby then opted to create a rogue, which is his main on Historic Ogress, so that he would have a rogue on Rubilax as well. Plus, it's a character he already knew how to play. And then he created an Osamodas because he saw me playing as the Osamodas, and he was like, that one looked kind of cool. I'm interested in learning that as well. So, with these videos, you are watching us play characters that we're familiar with, but are not like experts on. And that's only one of the three characters we're each playing as. So he's familiar with the rogue, he's learning the Fuggernaut and the Osamodas. I am familiar with the Osamodas, and I am learning how to play a Hupper Mage and an Eliotrope. I actually have 6 other characters on Neo Rubilax that I've been progressing. I actually got them all to level 50 and then just kind of paused and decided I would focus on, my quote unquote main 3 here so that I can at least have 3 characters that are much higher level than 50. Right now we're getting close to level 70. That's pretty good, I think. Anyway, I'm only bothering to tell you guys this because I want to make sure that you are very aware that this walkthrough is not being done by, a professional, somebody who works, with Ankama or anything like that. I am just your everyday gamer like you. You're going to see us make mistakes and run out of time because we're still figuring out what spell does what and all of that. For example, I run out of time a lot when I'm playing, when it's my Eliotrope's turn, which you'll see if you continue to watch this video. And because we're still relatively new to the game, we tend to do the first run of a dungeon at its lowest stasis level, unless we're a good, 10 plus levels above the minimum requirement. We also tend to ignore the challenges, which I'm really bad at paying attention to anyway. But unless hubby says, hey, try to use all your movement points or don't use fire, then I will completely ignore the challenges. And let me tell you something though, if you are going to play in a group with other people, assume that they are experienced gamers and that they want to complete the challenges in these dungeons, unless they state otherwise, because whoo, do some of these people get real mad if you're the reason a challenge is not completed. In every game, there's always those folks that take it a little bit too seriously. I've mentioned this in other videos too, but it's definitely worth it to start over with a character that you've played as before on a different server, just because you may have switched classes multiple times by the time you got to one you wanted to stick with, right? Because once you get to level 30, you can't switch classes anymore. So sometimes you start off with one character, you switch classes, and you miss some things that the game automatically does or provides to you, right? For example, when you start off as one character, there's the first set of spells you get. And if you switch to a character by the time you get to like level 15, 16, 17, whatever, then you have more variety in spells. So there may be spells that were introduced early on that you never even touched or used. So then when you start from scratch on a new server, there are spells in your deck that are automatically chosen for you. And if you don't realize and change it to spells you're familiar with, you'll end up in a fight and be like, oh, well, I'm stuck with these spells, I might as well use them. And so you start experimenting and may or may not come across one that you're like, wow, I actually really like this one. I should have been using this the whole time. Now, these are things that I have said in previous videos, but I'm working under the assumption that the majority of people who come across my content have not been following along our walkthrough. So, this is probably the first time you're hearing it. Getting back to the actual battle, though, the last two stubbliobs on the field are called axe shields. And I call them axe holes because they're probably the toughest within the mob of stubbliobs that you come across in Ereboria. And that's because if you attack them from the front, it's not rebound. What's the word that I'm looking for? It like does an automatic counterattack. So not only do you get locked in by these fuckers, if you're stuck in front of them, you actually do damage to yourself every time you do damage to them. So those are things to also take into consideration when you are battling these jokers, because the burumbrillas are pains in the asses, but so are these guys. It's just strategic to get rid of the burumbrillas first, even though the axe shields are the stronger, I would say, just because the burumbrillas are healers, and when they don't have anybody healing them anymore, they're a lot easier to take out. All right, one hit left, and we will have officially made it past this first room. Okay, maybe two more hits. But whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay, at this point, because this is a voiceover, since your girl forgot to unmute herself a third, fourth, I don't even know how many times I've done it at this point. But hubby needed to heal, so I'm going to pause the video here and pick it back up when we start the fight in this second room. Be right back.
Later.
And we're back. Also, look how cute my Hupper Mage is. Isn't she adorable? She's so cute with her little angelic costume and Christmas aura, all in the holiday spirit. All right, let's get this party started. And here we go. Keep in mind that I may not talk as much in the next two rooms here, just because, like I said, this is a voiceover, and for the most part, we're just watching hubby and I coordinate a battle here. Our game plan pretty much boils down to don't die, which I think is pretty solid. And we're off! No, we're not, because hubby hadn't said he was ready yet. Now we're off. For real this time. I think at this point, hubby was pointing out that all of my characters go before all of his, and I let him know, listen, I just put all the points possible into my initiative. That's why I'm able to go so much sooner than almost everybody else. There's usually at least one monster that goes before me, but it's always nice to get your licks in sooner rather than later. Ooh, I remember being excited that I had tried this spell and it had the effect that it had. I was like, wait, I can do this? Because sometimes you read things on the spell sheet and you're just like focused on attacking that you're not seeing what other things it does depending on what state you're in and everything. So you're going to see me experimenting a lot with this Eliotrope because there are spells that she can do directly on a monster, but if she does them through a portal, they're stronger. Yeah, I'll be getting it. Sorry if that was like too sudden and loud in your ear, but did you catch that? Hubby attacked the axe shield from the front, and so he counterattacked, and you can even see in the game log where it says negative 37 HP neutral damage reflection. So, as mentioned earlier, you do want to do damage from the side and from behind, not just because it does more damage than the front, but because with the axe shields, there's also that counterattack thing that that's best to avoid for what should be obvious reasons. Ta-da! We did it! And on to the next room where the golem is. Okay, he looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think we're gonna take a break before we start this battle, though, just to heal up, update armor, that kind of thing. But we'll be back.
Moments later.
Okay, so for this guy, I'm going to go ahead and pull out what we show under his status, which is the archetype. He's a summoner. Every 3 turns starting on turn 4 for each dead monster, including summons, 5% damage inflicted. That's infinite. If the boss has lost movement points plus 1 movement point, that's also infinite. If the boss's current HP is more than 75%, then 50% of damage is inflicted for a turn. Every 6 turns starting on turn 7, obstructive summons and mechanisms near the boss are destroyed within a circle of 5 if there are 3 or more. Then we have the Neo Corruption, which when a monster gets the backlash state, the corruption increases a level with the base level being 2, and the backlash being that at the start of the golem's turn, it's not on the screen anymore, but I remember there would be a negative 40 elemental resistance. So that's fun. It looks like he's also shielding the other monsters on the field. I recall hubby making mention that when he looked into the spell sheet, it was for 2 turns, but he's the one who pulled it up, not me, so I don't fully remember. Yep, they've got that Neo resistance up. So again, because we are in a Neo dungeon, we do have to worry about these corruption orbs and neutralizing them, or the area that they end up exploding over, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Sorry, I'm not really talking. There's not really anything new to say when it comes to the battle in this room that I haven't already said when the battle first started. It's just taken us a minute to wear down on this guy, especially since we missed some corruption here. So hubby and I are working on that. We pretty much got to a point where I'm using my characters to do as much neutralizing of corruption, and he's the main one focusing on attacking the last few monsters on the battlefield. Not that I'm not also attacking, just that I'm prioritizing neutralizing corruption, whereas he's prioritizing taking down bad guys, right? But yeah, whenever we started this battle, I told my husband, I was like, listen, if we do this dungeon, you better be prepared to be on this game for at least an hour. And it's been about that long. By the time this video is up, it'll have been an hour, over an hour. And that's not even counting all the waiting and stuff that we did in between some of these fights. Finally! So we completed the Bitterhammer Dungeon 3 for all of our characters and the Neo Joel the Golem achievement. So, oh, it looks like we also got the Bitterhammer Dungeon 1. We've leveled up. All the good things. Okay. Next on our objective list is to go back and talk to Barabel. So that's what we're going to do eventually. Thankfully, Barabel is just outside the dungeon. Wait, where am I going? Okay. Well, a yacht venturer. We don't see many of you around here, and for good reason. Have you ever heard of the curse then? You best run along back where you came from, and quick. You're not welcome here. So there's a bunch of different options, but the option I'm going to go with to complete this quest would be the top one. I got rid of the weapon your colleagues were making. Thank you. Not everyone sees it this way, but many of my brethren have realized they've been wasting their time and they're ready to start rebuilding their lives. As for me, it's time I freed myself from this ancient struggle. For the first time in centuries, I'm no longer fighting alone, and I can imagine moving forward instead of staying trapped in the past. Moving forward, maybe I should do the same and forget about Sir Mamor's treasure? I'm sorry about your quest, but as you've seen, we're in no position to defeat Sir Mamor together. Or Sir Mamor either. Despite all our knowledge and experience, I'm willing to help you if you continue your adventure, but I can't guarantee anything. This island is full of secrets just waiting to be discovered. Who knows? Perhaps you'll be able to defeat Sir Mamor yourself one day. In any event, I can only recommend that you stay away from Sir Mamor for the time being. Anyone who gets close to it winds up dead at best, or at worst, loses their mind and becomes a haunted shell of themselves. That armor brings nothing but desolation and curses. An island paradise, they said. Beautiful beaches, they said. All right, now we've completed the Ancient Struggle 3 officially. And now we're going to go ahead and head to Neo HQ so that we can report we defeated a Neo boss.
A few moments later.
Okay, so Neo Jonk is who we need to talk to at Neo HQ. And I defeated a Neo boss. That's 4 Neo bosses for you now. Well done, Nikiwadi. As usual, I'll make your Neo blessing stronger, but you deserve something special this time. I'll evolve your Neo pet so it'll become more powerful. With its help, your journey will be a little easier. Keep on embodying our hope. Great. Thanks. Ooh. You look more formidable now. I can't wait to see how you've progressed. Let's go. It's so white. What they talking about? Anyway, we got the Neo reward 4 for having defeated the Neo Joel the Golem boss in Ereboria. Are we done yet though? No, because now we have to go back to Ereboria and complete the quest line, which is to then go and fight Sir Mamor. Also, heads up that the next clip will be of gameplay me, not voiceover me. Yay!
More moments later.
Hey girl, hey. You can see me, but I can't see you yet. I'm lost in thought. I'm following you. I'm about to say you gotta go across the bridge, babe. I don't think we're going the right way right now. You got it? Where is the thing taking you?
Yeah, it's in the cabin.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm not in there yet.
Just
Okay.
think it's the one when we confront them and they kick our fucking ass. Send us packing. Ready?
See. Let's go through the mysterious door.
Yeah, this is the one. I think we're meant to beat this.
'Tis a mysterious place.
Strange diamond. Let's look at it.
Touch nothing but the lamp.
Oh, level 228. Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get our asses kicked. Woohoo!
Let's go.
Sure, even though I never said I was ready.
Sorry.
Okay.
Back because
Yeah, make him come closer to us. Work a little bit harder. I'm just gonna stay my happy ass right here. Yep. And you and me and you.
it's gonna do. He's got 2 million fucking what's it called? 2 million shield.
He's immune to AP, MP, and range reductions. So, like, don't even bother. I see all the way up there. I can't see you.
He's got 336,000 HP. I'm just gonna go fuck him up. I'm down already. Cause this ain't gonna work. No way.
I mean, if you're gonna be that quick to give up,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
He's gonna flip that thing.
Can I even move him? No. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. I'm scared. Huh?
Good luck.
Did you say?
Oh, wait. He's got 5 will points, 15 AP.
He has 15 action points. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. She gonna die. Come on, you said you were gonna be brave and start attacking him and shit.
You can only get so close though.
You have a track you can literally put down. don't know, bro. I did not see it happen. That is for sure.
That's weird.
Maybe it was a move bro did. It's gonna slowly take each of us out. Yeah, see? I'm dead.
Your turn.
Might as well be a dragon. A dragon. Roar! No? Okay. I just realized this year. Serum Memoir shit. Wait, no, I am recording. Whew, for a minute I was like, wait, we didn't do this. We didn't record this. Oh no, I fucked up. I fucked up. I do. I unmuted it this time. Woohoo! Go me! Thank you. Thank you. He's got a candle on his head. I didn't notice that before. Aw, you hit him and made him cry. For the record, I don't know if you guys heard my husband, but this is pretty much like the Grogoloragram battle. We're not 100% sure because we don't remember, but we're pretty sure this is one of those you're not expected to win type fights. Nope, you're done. I'm about to be done too. Like, entirely. Everybody died. You can revive your characters using a Kenkeo, waiting for another player to revive you, or respawn at your nation's Phoenix statue. We're gonna just respawn at the Phoenix statue. So we definitely died. And now we gotta go back to talk to Cyros. They're gonna be like, didn't we tell you bitches you can't? Ain't no beating him.
He's one of KO'd at the moment.
You did not get there any faster than me. I saw the serum memoir everyone's talking about. It was a difficult encounter. You can't say I didn't warn you. Quite the opponent. Unfortunately, you're no match for it. Maybe one day you'll be able to hold your own. You didn't touch its treasure, did you? No, it just appeared like that. Actually, I'm having a hard time seeing how to fight it. Many adventurers have been there. Many have asked themselves the same question as you, and one thing unites them all. They have joined the list of Sir Mamor's victims. Move on, or you won't come back alive. There are other things to do with your life. Facing the inescapable will do you no good. Maybe it's true. You continue to think about this horrible opponent. There must be a way to retrieve this fabulous treasure. Deep in thought, you walk away from Cyros, telling yourself that someday you'll come back and put an end to all this. And will. Look at that. We got a title. We got a new bag. What's that other thing? Oh, that is the title. A that bag has like 29 slots in it. Yep, 29. So we are definitely going to replace one of these little bags I got. Oh no, it's a level 70. We can't use it yet.
But
Required level 70. So into the special container it goes. But yeah, we have officially completed all of the Ancient Struggle quest line. I hope this video was helpful. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!